Greetings. This is General of the Armies Deus, Latin Deus, General of the Armies. This is a communique for Vladimir Putin. Attention to all of those in this rank of security forces to whom it concerns under the title of Automation of Encoded Logic of Logical Encoding of Code Logic of Logical Code. This is an address on current affairs. The orders are inherent in the words. Try to order the readings of the news. I will attach the screen captures of at the end of this communique video. This is an advanced retrospective of a reflective practice of the retrospect of the terms of what has happened and the terms of what has happened that are not necessarily the physical state of what the terms says it now is. Biden says Putin totally miscalculated by invading Ukraine, but is a rational actor. A very dangerous road. Putin and the U.S. navigate a new round of nuclear brinksmanship. Biden says Putin miscalculated significantly in irrational Russian invasion. Nuclear moment of truth for Biden and the West. Putin totally miscalculated Russia's ability to occupy Ukraine, Biden says. Biden calls Putin a rational actor who has miscalculated significantly. So, at this point, I'm going to break through my news feed and turn back into the general of rock and roll, singing rock gambling songs of sing-along songs that are gambling by singing them. So we're going to gamble and we're going to honor a bit here. So I triple dog dare everyone. As I'll put together the table sheet, that's the spread style everybody's in no matter what, because they've already weighed in with logical words of the table created here within words logical. So there's this pool you're all in. I don't care about ante-up. This is General's honor. Rock and roll gambling buck systems. Just get winning cash bucks to General. Keep winning with this system of rock songs that are gambling songs. You sing along or you sing and gamble in. Go on. It's been said there's a desire to have a silent vote with those who have been told that the right way to say no. Well, we have a system of these silent vote systems where we're going to have a silent auction check. We're going to have a reading and writing check. We're going to have an abstaining check. We're going to have a holding silence check. And then we're just going to play truth or dare and all these old-timey baby games, slightly bigger than baby games. As I've had to do in other scenarios with bunch of babies. And by their intellectual abilities who want to do these things, it doesn't matter. The logic's in place, like the chessboard's out, the game is done. You're locked in some infinite idiot system. Running away forever, away sort of surrendered out to chess ends when you're gonna do 3 moves 5 million times in a row by some stupid agreement of stupid. Okay, let's see. And then you want some sort of silent vote. You know? We have systems where we check for an abstain. We check for a holding silence. We check for a can't say otherwise than what that is. And then we just check for friggin' objections or hold your peace. We just start smashing the idiot things that can be voted for. Because it can be voted for A, B, C, or D, it is such that if you did not speak out instead of hold your peace, it is all of the... Okay. iPhone 14's car crash detection features calling 911 about roller coaster rides. Also stupid folks can call 911 do something stupid. Bill Murray accused of kissing straddling female movie staffer. Russia's estimated losses entering day 230 of war, including 62,000 personnel. Oh, good. This reminds me. Point crazy risk talk of my brinksmanship, intelligence maximum perfect units of perfect intelligence units on the brink of going beyond brinksmanship. Says crazy strike today is strike all your tanks until they're piles of melted metal. Okay. Trump pushes for Russia-Ukraine talks complicating GOP polls. I mean my crazy brinksmanship talk. Every tank you have, just constantly strike it like it's some crazy 4th of July, and you're going to keep hitting it with Roman candles like you never stop until it's a melted pile of metal. And then self-destruct everything else thusly. Everything you have out there you've lost, you blow up, self-destruct. And you start now and don't stop until all the bullets are out at least. Because you're supposed to have bigger stuff and blows them up like maverick bombs. Poland advises its citizens to leave Belarus. Polish citizens in Belarus should leave the country that is now deployed with Russia in Ukraine. Sergei Surovikin, the commander now leading Russia's attacks on Ukraine, has been described as absolutely ruthless by former colleagues. Seems to wear as a European Gilbert, and Mrs. Belge is far above any stupid star of Europe. Some sort of Europe badge of all of the European Union back. It's everything Europe could ever mean. Not any star of Europe, not the European Union idiot, Grunion USA Union. Actually, some I don't know. I think that one's some sort of something of all of Europe. Europa, planet Europa. Bird of planet Europa. Putin's mass strikes prompts Germany to send Ukraine IRIS-T defense systems. I am up on the latest intelligence of the oldest intelligence about these defense systems, and it does turn out when we had this move to war, our Star Wars-like defense systems, and allow these terms, we built defense systems to the point no further defense systems of the type could be built because we used everything we needed and had and could possibly use to build these defense systems. They were never supposed to be a planetary defense grid. We ran out of whatever they're made out of, and there's no way another one exists ever again. So once we say existed, we started using these ones. They all been blasted up, proving they're that. Okay. Russia sends Iranian drones to Belarus as Minsk threatens the clip. Scroll. Yeah, deployment. Already deployed that. Minsk. Well, on the men's, a very dangerous road. Putin and the U.S. navigate a new round of nuclear brinksmanship. Putin's going for Big Brother. Please understand this always happens in certain venues. I want to be a big brother. I'm not Big Brother, but a big father, big grandfather. We're gonna big government. Father, big brother, government, big brother. Biden warns of highest nuclear risk since Cuban Missile Crisis. All Putin has left is to rattle the nuclear saber, says former U.S. National Security aide. NATO pivots to sending Ukraine air defenses after Russian missile attacks. I don't know what they have to send. Sometimes it's just so stupid. We're counting munitions. It's a stupid video game. There's going to be a number of a number that's going to basically start off full, hopefully, and never again be full. Things are the worst when it's just these stupid circle color things like next red orb you have to control. It's crazy zone, like the whole thing just lights up into a massive red orb of the whole thing that uses up everything. It hits the small ones and it just stays there. This place keeps threatening. NATO closely monitoring Russia's nuclear forces, warns Stoltenberg. Putin tells IAEA's Grossi that situation of Zaporizhzhia nuclear plant of concern. Belarus says joint troop deployment with Russia on border is defensive measure. Russia's war ally Belarus to hold armed forces inspection. Ukraine reports strikes from Belarus after Lukashenko warns of attack. Belarus's Lukashenko announces troop deployments with Russia amid escalations. Where is their Sarmat deployment? Deploying defensive Sarmat defenses. Russian judge linked to top Putin ally allegedly killed in bridge bomb. North Korea says missile tests are practice for tactical nuclear strikes on South Korea. North Korea conducts nuclear missile tests in response to U.S. military exercises. Practice for tactical nuclear strikes on South Korea. Perspective: Putin is resurrecting one of Stalin's tactics in Ukraine. Stalin's tactics. The special idiot freaking immortality and invincibility survival work. You'll see it's not just being an idiot statue. Putin's rage against civilians herald a brutal new phase in war. The gamble song. Right, I was supposed to sing gambling rock, gamble rock song, sing along, gamble, sing along song. I don't really know what we're really even allowed to say. Stalin did. Who Stalin was. How it is that Stalin's side of the story is told. But now we just gamble. We gamble. Every time Stalin was acknowledged as being the leader of the tactics in a phase of war, we have a special scenario of a situation that if it was a phase in a war with Stalin having achieved tactics of Stalin, there are absolute conditions of empirical evidence of absolutes. The world will have to admit things they've barely admitted, like there's been World War II, but not World War I, like Stalin sort of won World War I to start World War II. We lost World War I as World War II started, but whatever it meant to win a world war, we had a Stalin might have been the winner. I might have been the winner, Stalin might have been the winner, and the phase in the war where Stalin's tactics are resurrected. The way it's actually what Stalin does and did. It's just empirical absolutes like World War I ends. And another World War I starts. See why Putin is losing his grip on former Soviet republics. Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes starts shooting a renamed Disney Studios Australia. I like the looks of the buildings there. They're buildings set up like that here. Russia, most of Putin's Kremlin elite opposes Ukraine war report says. There's some jokes. It was supposed to be World War III. I don't want to shoot anybody. Or a verse. Russians seek sanctuary in Georgia. Oh, it's Earl Begin. Russia's new commander for the war in Ukraine. The Russians pull up reserves towards axis of advance of Ukrainian armed forces in Ukraine's south. Retreat and Satan's drag. Read out of President Joe Biden's call with President Volodymyr Zelensky of Ukraine. Is it Joel? I don't know what's going on here. I haven't read this thing. Germany calls for sanctions over violent crackdown. Trump warns U.S. saying exactly the wrong thing to Russia after Biden's Armageddon remarks. Moldova says Russian missiles that hit Kiev crossed its airspace. Start your week smart. Crimea Bridge Russian draft Taliban Iran hurricane. With winter fast approaching, Europe scrambles to prepare for energy shortages. Russia in retort to lap it. Israel stood silent in face of Kiev's terrorism. Sweden won't share Nord Stream investigation findings with Russia PM. UAE president to meet Russia's Putin to discuss Ukraine. Hungary and Serbia to build pipeline to transport Russian oil. Belarus's Lukashenko announces troop deployments with Russia amid escalations in Ukraine. Belarus's Lukashenko runs Ukraine deploys troops with Russia. Fact check, new videos show missile hitting Russia's Kerch Bridge in Crimea incident of judge death. UN publicly reject Russia's call for a secret vote on Ukraine. Triple dog dare anybody just say they think still or whatever. I'm alive and can think and want to survive a little. Enough is enough. Dems rage at Saudis over oil cut while to block weapon sales. Biden promises Ukraine advanced air defense systems after Russian missile strikes. Are you going to give them plans to build them? I mean, this is where these stupid. Ukraine Zelensky to address West at emergency G7 meeting following wave of, I don't know, we're going to blow one up the Lancer? Ukraine more. U.S. condemns brutal Russian strikes on Ukraine. Putin threatens harsh reprisals after Russia hits targets across Ukraine. Russian Commander Surovikin wants to show Putin quick results by shelling Ukraine. This is his style. Ukrainian intelligence. I don't know, just babble shelling. Shelling. And then we crack the shell, and then we feel the shell, and then it's been shelled, and then we crack the arm, and then we eat the meat and leave the tendon. It's not fully shelled, and then the claw breaks apart. Claw opens just about the speed of the shelling. Feast spoiler than eat. Best place to survive nuclear war in the U.S. Right on the picture. Ukrainian armed forces hits 20 areas where invaders' weapons were concentrated and 4 Russian air defense systems. General staff. They were getting into the last report. I need an Indian. Rivals seize on unearthed Bolsonaro cannibalism boast. This has been in there since they were warring with the Indians like that? In the agenda, what I mean, decades of nuclear reactor strikes predate Ukraine power plant crisis. War crime, industrial scale destruction of Ukraine culture. War crime, indivisible cells. Putin may have wanted to restore the Russian Empire, but his power over former Soviet states is waning as his invasion of Ukraine founders. This is probably enough. 1937. I wonder how many minutes it's going to be to get through the articles for today. We've got this state again. Oh, the nuclear era is in the era, the nuclear war era. Here we go. The nuclear war era of tactics of Stalin. The era of this war of the tactics of Stalin. The era of war of the unwritten tactics of Stalin returning. Communisms. Beseech. Beseech. Yes. Beseech. SARMAT. Automation. Logic code enforcement.